You got a message the other day saying hello, Enku, Enku. I'm just gonna see why you chose that spelling. Uh, Japanese Buddhist monk. Maybe he's talking about Lord Maitreya angle of all this silliness around me. Um, the ENKE doesn't pop anything up. A German goalkeeper. So I relate more usually, unfortunately, with the enlil side of me, which is more worrying because I can't really imagine a culture or a situation where we should have been fighting back with war against enemies, foreign and domestic, and invaders for longer than we have not been doing so. Innana contacted me maybe 4 years ago, maybe longer than that, I don't know, but 4 years ago. And I've been dealing with extraterrestrial, angelic, goddess stuff, UFOs, and all that for a long time. Unknown exact amounts of time, but sometimes certainly feels like for my whole life it's a long time. The last 2 years in particular, yeah. Very intense. Very intense. 24 hours a day, and I could say I tell myself it's for the greater good, for my family, for your families, and that would be true. Out of obligation, out of habit, because it's my job, because I'm the messenger, warlord, angel procreating with angels and extraterrestrials, whatever, goddesses. I'm tired. But I know for certain, learned in the past few weeks for certain, as if I needed more proof, that this is all real in the world that I'm in, and I must say, and maybe others feel the same, that I question the very nature of everything, this world. When they called it a prison planet and all these different phrases which describe the dire situation of Earth, or Key, as was called by Sumerians. Sumerians, what do we even know about the Sumerians? Not much. We know about the Annunaki King's List, which, as an Ingashzita, I'm now king of the earth for the next 1,000 years. But that's a long time. A day can be a long time if you've never had that experience of a long day, the longest day. So these they say comets are on the way here, or whatever, making a big deal about these comets. These comets aren't comets. These comets are ships. The Earth has a dome around it. There's no way anyone's getting into this place unless they're already here or they know of an entrance which is not the sky. I guess I'm talking about the poles. The South Pole, maybe in particular. Maybe. I was going to talk about Innana a lot in this video, but I guess I'm part of a collective. And yeah, I'm Annunaki, and which just means those who from heaven to earth came, which, I mean, under what circumstance would humans be happy to have an angel on earth, let alone like lots of angels? I don't know that I've ever, yeah, Jesus returns, but that's like, you know, when the Muslims go to war and the New World Order happens and they build the third Temple Mount, and they argue whether a shape that looks like a lowercase g is a 6 or a 9, whether they like what they hear or they don't, they accept or they reject, and what can you say about that? The Old Testament is a retelling of the Sumerian tablets with certain characters removed or their roles changed, and the true vile corruption intentionally done in the Old Testament is best exemplified in the current situation with Lilith, who I've known for a long time, years. She's an aspect or a sister of the goddesses I've been working with forever, since before there was any creation at all. But in the past few years in particular, and they brought me out of hell 2 nights ago by, it was Innana Erishkigal. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Greatest night in my life. And on this Easter, I was thinking I didn't know if I could survive another Easter. Last year I couldn't walk for 14 days after, so 13, 14, I don't know. It could have been 15 or 17, but I usually say 13 days. I ended up in the emergency room where they took my weight in kilograms and called me Double Z, and I don't know how they knew I went by the name Z to begin with. Maybe I'm better known than I thought, which is why I don't have great luck going out of the house. I don't feel like guessing. I don't like speculating, but if we apply a logic, we have to assume that this world's all actually real. Hey, look at that. They just mentioned Venus. This is an older video I'm not watching. Just saw Atlas, April 7th. on the pink moon. Pink moon was great. She mentioned the pink moon, and I didn't know why. And then that was 3 nights ago. It was 3 nights ago, right? And I had a great night here on the pink moon. Pink moon, and 9 of my wives here. Yeah, I'm making a video right now. And there were like 25 UFOs on video somewhere. No, not near here. And they were going south, so I thought that was strange, since maybe it was a distraction, so they could be here and not be noticed. I don't know. But we had a nice night, and I know a lot of you are home with your families, or if you're single, I understand your pain. If you're home with your family, I understand your pain. It's a joke. But for me, they're my family. So it was nice to have them here and feel like just know how nice and calm it can be to have a bunch of wives that love you and they get along, and that's a blessing. So they're talking about, yeah, I'm making a video right now. I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later, okay? Yeah, I have a blood stain on my phone from May 25th of 2019. This is when my wives didn't get along so good. It was brutal. It's irrelevant right now. But they didn't get along then anyway. They didn't get along then at all. Couldn't have two of them together without there being a fucking war. But that war started Easter of 2018. So this huge amount of progress being made is very fortunate. My goal was to put the goddess back together, and at some point it became clear that from Osiris and Isis to Orion and I can't remember her name. And Osiris and Libertas, Statue of Liberty. And myself and Lucifer, since my life is John D, apparently. What she said, and I have reasons to believe her. And my photographs from that same night of Venus on my Johnny Ameru Ryan page, JONNYAMERU-RYEN. Venus is a ship, and the sky isn't exactly what we thought it was. But you can look at the photos there. I got better photos since then, but I wanted to leave those photos up and not have them get bumped off my page if anyone went there, so I got myself kicked off for 30 days. It's better to let them stand than keep reposting them. So 2017 U1 was the Sky Gods introducing me more formally to the government, the world government, the UN, and the military and all them, and the religions who I've been feuding with a bit for a while. The Vatican since 2003, Israel since October 2016. Obama and Biden showed up for that. It was a bad time. They did a lot of evil because they wanted their plans of destroying us all to go okay, or because they knew I was going to stop it, and they at least wanted to fight me before then as much as they could. And that's fine. I don't care anymore about that. The world's physical and spiritual. Is it a wave or a particle? If it's a wave, it's energy. If it's a particle, it's physical. So, 6 or 9, how do you want to look at anything? And there's truths, if you can find proof of the truths. Proof of the truths. So, at the simplest, all we have is that we know is real is what's in front of us. I mean, I could say there's a comet called Bobosaurus Rex, and